Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I want to talk about black tax, and this is the fourth take, actually the fifth take, because I'm trying so hard not to offend people giving my opinion about black tax, and I understand that it's a very touchy topic for other people, and it involves money and people's families, and there's so much emotion around this topic that people can easily be offended, and I'm trying so hard not to offend people. That's why when I say a sentence and I feel like, hey, let's try that again. But please try not to be offended, really, because I'm tired and my son is outside and he needs to come back into the house because I'm trying to not make a noise or have him make a noise. So I'm going to give you guys my opinions on black tax, and I'm going to talk about what I agree with around black tax, what I don't agree with around black tax, and what I think my suggestion is around how we can go about this whole thing and not have people feel like, look, the reason why it's even a topic to begin with is because there are people complaining about black tax, right? If people wanted to pay black tax, it wouldn't be anything to discuss, right? So when we're talking about black tax, we have your camp of, or at least when I'm listening to conversations, even watching videos around black tax, you have people who are like anti-black tax, like, I don't want to do this, I'm tired, I'm being abused by my family, I'm being used by my family, I feel like my family is punishing me for going to school and studying for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, I'm a doctor today, and now it's like I'm being punished for having a job and making the kind of money that I make, because now everybody wants me to send them money and I can't even do my own things. Like, I can't even have a car, and people my age and people who I started off with have this and this and that, and I'm broke, and you know, there's that where people just hate it and they just complain and they really just want to escape black tax. And then you have your people who are like, guys, it is what it is, like, pay black tax. You are depressed, just pay it, you know, like, that's your family. You can't have your family struggling and you have a job and you make money, and it's a black people thing, it's a Ubuntu thing, it's a honor thing, like, you helping your family out, you know. People who are just like, don't be selfish, you know, these people took you to school, now it's your turn to pay them back, which I don't get this pay them back thing, but we're not going to talk about that now. I'm right in the middle. I agree, yes, help your family out. You can't be balling and they struggling. Doesn't make sense. And I don't want to pay black tax as well, because, well, at least let me say this, I don't want to pay black tax forever, because it's not sustainable. It's something that I don't think it's feasible, and I can't maintain it forever, right? And I can't be feeling like I must pause my life because I have people who depend on me on a monthly basis. I have things that I need to do. I have a child. I'm trying to get married, right? I'm trying to be a housewife, you know. So there's that. So let's have plans around this thing, because it's not going to be a forever thing. So what's black tax? I think that's a good place to start. Black tax is the practice of sending money back home, right? We say black because we're talking about black people. We say tax because there's that obligation around it. So it's financial support that an individual is obligated to pay or provide to their families on a consistent basis, right? When we talk about black tax, we literally just think money, right? Even though it doesn't have to be money, but most of us view it as financial support that you are obligated. It's a duty, it's a must. Try not to pay your tax. Try to fiddle with your tax and see what's going to happen. Like, SARS is going to come on you like hard, right? That's why people specifically use the word tax, because you have to. Like, you can't even say no. Like, your family can say, oh, like, if you can't for the month, it's fine, like, you know, but you feel like you can't say no as the person paying the money. That's why they coined it black tax, you know, and it's consistent. It's every month. If you need to send money back home like once a year, it's not black tax. We want your problems, right? If you can say no, if you can be like, guys, I'm not doing this, like, no, you one of the lucky ones, you know. So it's financial support that an individual that works is obligated to pay and provide to their families on a consistent basis. Now, this talks about let's talk about where this thing comes from. Like there's social inequalities in this country. That's why you have to pay black tax. There's apartheid that happened to us as black people. There's historical injustices. There's unemployment in this country. We know all the problems that we have as South Africans. We know there's load shedding, there's poverty, there's everyone is struggling. Guys, we understand where black tax is coming from. We understand how people find themselves having to pay black tax. The problem here is that we have individuals who want to help their families, but they still feel some kind of way about helping their families out. And I don't think people are generally against the idea of helping their families out. I don't think that's the problem. I really don't think that's the problem. I think, actually, let me start here. I think this is a good place for me to go from here on. I'm not against helping your families out financially, right? I'm not even against helping people. For me, I'm not just trying to help my family. I'm trying to save communities. I'm trying to help countries. I'm trying to save the continent of Africa. I feel like it's my calling to help people. I went and studied psychology at Wits for 3 years because I wanted to help people. And then I was like, okay, this will help me help people on a one-on-one individual basis. I don't want that. I want societies. I want like a bigger scale. And that's when I moved and I studied for my honors. I did a degree in demography and population studies because I wanted to understand populations. I wanted to understand migration. Why do people move? Guys, let me just say this in passing. Nobody wants to be a foreigner. Like nobody will just wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I feel like being a foreigner today. Nobody wants that. The actual factors, like actual factors that push people out of their countries to go to other countries to make a better life for themselves and their families. Nobody just wakes up in the morning and wants to be a foreigner, an immigrant. And I don't agree with how we treat foreigners in this country. I just don't, because for me it's like, what makes you think these people even want to be here to begin with? Trust me, most of them would want to be back home. Like what they get from here, they would rather have it in their country and stay with their families in their countries. I wanted to understand such things like mortality rates. What are people dying from? What are people struggling about? And birth rates and fertilities and people who are having children and all of those things. Like all of those processes that are happening in populations and countries, I wanted to understand because I want to come up with solutions for that. So at the core of who I am, I'm a helper. I want to help people out. And I'm not even bragging about it. I think it's my calling and I'm going to do it. I'm actually going to do it. So I'm not against people helping their families out, right? What I'm against is what we are doing with that money. That is where my problem is. I say pay black tax. Pay it, right? But plan around it. Right. And when I say plan around it, I'm not saying budget around it. No, I'm saying let's have a proper strategic plan around black tax. How much am I sending? How long am I going to be sending this money for? And what are we going to be doing with this money? I'm not trying to pay black tax until I'm 45. I'm not doing that. For me, if my family is watching, I'm not sending you guys money until I'm 45. Forget it. Right. I'm 25. I'm not doing it for the next 20 years. No. Let's have a 5-year plan, right? How much am I sending? How long am I going to be saying? At some point, I would love to not have to send you guys money, right? Because we would have had a plan and the plan would result in you guys standing on your own 2 feet where you are independent and you can sustain yourselves and you can maintain yourselves and you are fine. You can live life outside of me. That is what I want. For me, that's what I want for my family. And I think it should be the goal of every single person that is paying black tax. Don't not pay the money because people are going to die of starvation and suffer. You will literally look like a horrible person, right? Pay the money. But attach your purpose to that money. Have a strategy for that money. How long are you going to pay it for? Guys, sit your families down and have these conversations. Open a WhatsApp group. If you don't want to look them in the face, open a WhatsApp group and say, look, I can send you guys 1,000 a month. This 1,000 a month, I want it to be used for this and this and that. Open a spaza. Go buy Archer. sell ash. I grew up with a mom who sold from our house. Believe it or not, when I say this to people, they're like, what? You? Yeah, I'm a Kasi girl. Like, we sold cigarettes. My mom sold ice cream, like literal soft serve. We had a soft serve whole machine that would literally like be making a noise the whole day. And then we have to clean it at the end of the day, we must clean it. It was a job. Cool drinks, quarters. Do you know these 50 cent ices, like ice blocks? My mom sold, we sold those things. Like, I would pack them and go to school. People would buy them from school, right? Then the following morning, I must say, okay, this one wanted 2, this one wanted 1, this one, I come with the money, then I take it to school. I remember there was one time I came with it was on a Monday, I came with the ices, and then I put them on my chair. But then I came late. Everybody was in assembly. When I came back, it had melted, and there was like ice and liquid everywhere on my chair, right? So I know this thing. Like, startups, puzzle shops, guys, have a plan. I'm gonna give you guys 5,000. This 5,000, you must be willing to part with money, right? Guys, I literally think that we are the people that can change the circumstances of black people in this country forever. I think we, and when I say we, I'm talking about these individuals who are the first in their families to ever go to university, first in my family to ever work the kind of job that I work and even make the kind of money that I make, right? Like, these people have the potential to literally like solve the issue of poverty in their families and financial constraints forever. Like, proper generational wealth, like literally breaking generational curses. I believe we have that potential. That's why I think that we just don't have a proper plan. We don't know what we're doing. We just send money, it's been spent, people are buying shoes, people are buying clothes, fancy clothes. You have little brothers and little sisters who don't wear clothes from Pep. You have people who have debt and laybys, and you must now, that money is spent on laybys and all these things. Like, we have fathers who want alcohol, you know, they must be drinking. That money is going to drinking, and I don't get it. Like, money that's your money is being spent every single month to maintain other people's lifestyles, and there's no plan for it. It's not an investment. It's literally just grant that the government is giving, that you know you're going to have every single month. That's it. And I don't think it should be like that. I genuinely do not think it should be like that. I think this is money that should be used as capital for businesses. Like, I'm going to send you guys last month, if you guys watched my previous video, the video that I posted right before this one that you guys are watching, I said, I shared my budget, right? I gave someone 5,000 rands for a business. They came to me with not my family. They came to me with the business idea. This is what I'm trying to do. I need money for this thing, right? And I was like, I like that. And I took 5,000 rands because I had money and I had a bonus, right? I didn't give that money to my family because my family doesn't do that. My family doesn't come to me with business ideas. That's why they don't see 5,000 from me, right? But I'll give 5,000 to a stranger. Trust me, I will do that. I will give 5,000 to a friend. I have a friend. She studied LLB. Go Vets. We met first year at Vets. We were doing psychology together, but she was majoring in law. I was majoring in psychology. And I was talking to her the other day because I know she's struggling. And she has a BA law and an LLB from Vets. Hardworking young girl. And I say young girl because I'm a year older than her, and she hates that I say I'm a year older than her. She's like, it's just a few months, but she's a friend of mine. She's struggling to find a job, and I was speaking to her the other day. I'm like, what do you need? And she's like, I need money. And she told me how much she needs. It wasn't even a lot. She told me how much she needs. She says, I need money to go and drop off these CVs in Pretoria. She lives in Soweto. And I gave her the money. I actually gave her the money, right? And I don't know if she actually went. I need to check in with her. I don't know if she actually went, but I'm planning on posting her on my LinkedIn as well, like sharing her post on my LinkedIn, because this is a LLB BA law student from Wits. What do you mean? Like, she should have a job. So I'm saying I'm going to give you this money so you go get the job and help your family out. Just like the person I gave 5,000 to, I'm going to give you this money. Brilliant business idea. I'm going to talk about it one day. Brilliant business idea. And I don't even want to call it an investment because I don't expect anything back. For me, I'm like, do your own thing, push your own thing, stand on your own 2 feet, help your family out. If you want to come back and thank me, great, cool. But push your own thing, guys. Like, let's help each other out as Black people. But another thing that I pick up is that when you come to your family with such suggestions, like, come up with a business idea, I'll fund it. The excuses. It's not going to work because of this. Oh, people are not going to buy that. Oh, people are not going to do. And for me, it's like, so your plan is that I'm going to send you money every single month for the rest of my life, or the rest of your life. And you think that's sustainable. The issue that I have with this is that, number one, the money is not even enough. Like, guys, we send 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. It's the best we can do. But it's not enough. It's not even enough. So I say, let's use that money. Let's look at businesses. Let's start a puzzle shop. Let's look at building back rooms, right? Let's look at building back rooms. You put tenants in there. They pay $2,000 a month. You know, if you put 4 of them, you know, $8,000 a month. Who can just give you 8,000 like that? You know, guys, if you want money, you must work for money. If you're really trying to live a life that's poverty free, you must work. And I think that's another thing that needs to be engraved in Black people's minds. Like, you work. I'm not saying go get a 9 to 5. I'm saying work, like blood, sweat, tears, to have the life that you want. You work for such things. And I don't know, man. Like, that's my view on Black tax. Like, pay the money, send the money, but have a plan and attach a purpose for that money. Like, I'm gonna take time to put together 10,000 and I'm gonna send it to you guys. Please start as Paza shop, build rooms, back rooms. When I was in university, and I always say this, like, and I think it's because I grew up, like I said, I grew up with a mother who would sell, like, back home, right? I'm used to, like, buying, selling. That, like, I'm trying to make cash, and buying and selling, best thing ever. Like, I would buy perfumes downtown, right? Johannesburg Central, because I went to Wits. Joburg Central, I would walk, buy perfumes for like $30, right? And then send them back home, sell them, even in my room, go like race, sell the perfumes for 80 rands, and then we make like 50 rand profit. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with selling cold drink in today's times so your family can survive? What's wrong with having back rooms so your family? I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't get it. And I think there's a whole lot of educating that needs to happen. There's a whole lot of financial literacy that has to be, like, invoked and built and developed in our families, like Black families. There's a lot of educating and teaching and learning and unlearning and relearning that has to happen, right? Because some things just don't make sense. You know, and I let's say I'm sitting with people who say, I feel like my family is using me and I have to pay Black tax. I'm saying, use me. Like, use me. Ask me for money. But use me in the right way. Come to me with the business idea. If I like your business idea, like, I'll fund it. And I can say, hooray, I tried. Like, I wanna make sure that my children, I give my kids everything. My kids have to go to the best creches out there. My son is like turning 2 soon, in 6 months' time. Well, 8 months' time. He must go to the best creche. He must go to the best primary school. He must go to the best secondary school. If he wants to study law like his dad, and he wants to go to Harvard and study law, he's going to Harvard to study law. If my kid becomes a bum, I'm looking at him like, it's your fault that you're a bum, bruh. Like, I've given you everything. Like, we have given you everything. You wanted to start businesses. We gave you capital to start businesses. You are a bum today. It's your fault that you are a bum. Like, that's the kind of person I want to be. Like, I tried, you know, even with my family. Like, For me, this is where I draw the line. If I come to you guys and say, look, I'm willing to fund business ideas, I'm willing to start businesses for you guys to make your own money, and if they reject that, which I know a lot of people do, trust me, a lot of people, they won't reject it like flat out, no, keep sending the 1,000. They won't say that, but you will see from their actions that they're actually not interested in you funding businesses for them. They're okay with you just sending 1,500. They're just fine with that. That's where I draw the line. If I say, look, I'm willing to help you stand on your own 2 feet, and you flat out refuse, I'm cutting you off. I'm really cutting you off. Like, I'm not going to send you nothing, because I'm trying to help you and you're not trying to help yourself. Like, I remember when my dad passed on in the beginning of the year, like March, May. When my dad passed on, I had my sister and I had a whole fight. And I'm literally being told that I need to move out of the apartment I live in because it's too expensive. And I'm not doing enough. And I'm literally like, excuse you. What do you mean? Like, we can have a whole lot of conversation, and I can sit here and complain and give you guys actual issues, actual things that people go through, like people being looked in their eyes and being told, Horo, you think you are better because you went to university and we didn't. And I'm just like, which part of your brain tells you that I enjoy having people dependent on me every single month? Some of us are literally like salaries away from poverty. Like, if I lose my job, it's over. There are people who literally live lives like that. And if you have black tax and you have a family that's you carrying that whole family on your back, you lose your job, your whole family structure is dead. And people think you enjoy that. People think you enjoy. I don't get the logic. You think the person that pays black tax enjoys paying the black tax because they have people who depend on them, and you are like the big boss of the family. Everybody comes to you for money. Nobody likes that. I don't like that. If you like that, it's cool. I don't like that. Like, I don't like having the idea of your life being in my hands so much that if I don't send that 1,000, you could die because of starvation. I would much rather have you stand on your own 2 feet, make your own money, be rich. So if ish hits the fan for me, you can help me because I've been helping you out, bruv. Like, guys, let's think generational wealth. Let's think breaking generational curses, right? Let's think, because here's another thing that people must understand. Sending money back home, it's never been enough. It's not enough even today. It will never be enough. That 1,000 is really not enough, right? You can't tell me that what I'm doing is not enough, because it's like the best I can do right now. So you telling me that what I do is not enough, that's not cool, right? But I know it's not enough, but it's the best that I can do, right? And you saying it's not enough shows that a total lack of gratitude, right? Like you don't appreciate nothing that I do, right? But when I say it's not enough, nobody can live on 1,000 rands. Nobody can live on 2,000 rands. Nobody can live on 3,000 rands. Nobody can live on 4,000 rands. Nobody can live. A whole family can't live on 5,000 rands. A whole family can't live on 10,000 rands. We have people who work in proper jobs making 40 grand, husband, wife, and still, it's tough, right? We need money. And salaries, we know it's 2022. Salaries are not enough. If you think you can live a proper life on a salary alone, you still very far. Like you still we like multiple streams of income kind of level, and you still think that your salary alone is enough. No, guys, no. Like there's a whole lot of educating that needs to happen, and I know I'm blabbing. Like I can feel myself just blabbing and showing so much emotion around this conversation because I don't get it. But anyway, let me close off by saying that poverty within black people will never end if we are not smart with our money, if we are not strategic with our money, if we stop trying to solve issues of the past Like, it will never end if we're still trying to solve issues of the past. We must work for the future, work for our children. Like, I was having a conversation the other day of someone trying to buy a house for their mom before they buy their own house. I wouldn't do that. Because now your mom has a house, you don't have a house. And then you have children, now you don't have a house. Your children must buy you a house. They don't have a house. Then they have kids, and their kids must buy them houses. Like, we're working backwards. Ensure a house for your children. Buy a house for yourself. Make sure your children have a home when they die. When you die, make sure your children have a home. And then go back and try and fix things of the past. But that's your money. You can do whatever you want. Like, I'm very passionate about this conversation of black tax. Because when it's October, né? Calculate. Think back to the past, just from January, how much money you've spent sending it back home. Money that's been squandered and just spent, right? Great, they bought electricity, they bought groceries and stuff, but next month you still need to send them money because they don't have money. December, they're waiting for you to come home. That is it. That's why people don't even go home in December. People are going to their friends' houses and their girlfriends' houses and their boyfriends' houses, and men don't go to their mothers, they go to the wife's family, and the wife goes to, people are going on vacation. They're not trying to go to their families, because what's the point? What's the point? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's my son by the door. I think we should do a part 2, but this part 2, it must be a very interactive video where now we're talking about actual businesses that you can start. I've said spaza shop, I've said back rooms, I've spoken about perfumes. There's a lot, guys. Sell weaves, sell clothes. I used to sell handbags. Sell handbags. I know a friend of my mom's who literally travels from Limpopo to Johannesburg selling curtains and pillows. Life is good. She's trying. You work. Today's time, you must work. I have my little brother. My little brother, I told him, if you want money from me, please come to me with business ideas. Like, I'm not buying you data. I'm not buying you fancy shoes. Don't come to me for nothing if it's not important, if you really don't need it, if you can live without it, if you're not about to die, I'm not doing it for you. So he always comes to me with business ideas. First, he said he wants to buy jewelry and then sell jewelry. I was like, okay. And then he says he wants to buy cell phones and sell cell phones. And then I ask him, Hori, does your cell phone come with insurance? Like, do you warranty? How does that work? And then when was it? I think 2 weeks back. It was on Sunday. I was coming from church. He's like, oh, see. I'm like, yes. And he's like, do you qualify for car financing? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Why? He's like, okay, I have an idea. So how about you buy us a Quantum and then you send it back home and then we'll use it as transport for school kids, right? He's counting. There are 5 schools where we are, and then 2 of them, what did he say? He mentioned these many are primary schools, these many are high schools, so we can use them in the morning, and then we pick them up in the morning and take them to school, and then from school to home, and then they pay this much. Like, he calculated everything, and I was like, that's actually a brilliant idea. That is a great idea. The only issue is that I'm not doing that. I qualify for car financing, but there's a reason why I don't have a car. My salary is not agreeing. They think my salary is agreeing. I say it's not. So I say that's a great idea. Let's pause it for when you qualify. He's in grade 9. Let's pause it for when you qualify for car financing, right? Because there's petrol involved. He didn't account for petrol. He didn't account for insurance. He didn't account for like a flat tire and things like that. There's certain things that he didn't account for, but I appreciate the thinking and the attempt. I was like, pause it, for when you qualify for car financing, because that will be on me. If your business does not work, then I need to keep making that monthly payment. And if I get that Quantum, then I can't get my own pikantonyan, and I need to go to work, and I have a child and I need to drop off and things like that. So, it's a great idea, but then if I go with that, it's literally hindering me and my own issues that I have here in this house with my son and stuff. So I love the idea. So establish such relationships, guys, with your families, because if you don't, you will feel this suffering. You feel the suffering that you are feeling, and you feel this resentment and actual depression, right? Your phone is ringing, you are anxious because you're like, yo, what are they gonna ask me now? But they just want to say hi, how you doing? You know, hey, there's so much happening in people's families. We're trying to restore families, right? So next video, maybe let's talk about, or the next part of this, let's talk about actual ways. Comment down below ideas. If you manage to get your family out of them depending on you to give them money every single month, to you convincing them to start a business, and that worked, tell us how you went about that. And let's help each other out in the comment section, because this is a problem. This is a real problem. And where I draw the line, I'll tell you guys where I draw the line. Where I say, I'll fund your business, come up with a business idea, and you flat out refuse. Of course, they're not going to say no, but then you'll see from their actions that they're really not interested in this idea of you setting like business. Although they just like, come on, you know, cut them off. Cut them off. Don't send them money anymore. If they struggle, they struggle. If they die of starvation. You tried, you know, like you tried, because there's no way, guys, this is something that you can sustain. There's no way we're gonna try and catch up with white people and Indians and colors, and like, no. We must be very, if you're trying to break generational curses, you must be very brutal, you know. You must be very brutal with, I'm literally cutting this demon of poverty out of my family. If it means you're not eating rice, and you just hear like, you know, mosoko bansi every single day, let's do that. Where you give me a year where I don't send you money at all, but I'm just saving and saving and saving and saving. At the end of the year, I have 15,000 that I saved, and I take it, I say back rooms, you know. You see yourself from there. If they don't like such things, cut them off. You're working alone. Like, we must work together. Not me providing for you and me sustaining you and me maintaining you. And no, guys, no. I don't think it's meant for that. I just don't. I really don't think it's meant for that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I think I've blabbed and said so much. And please comment down below. Let's have a conversation. Let's help each other out. There are people who've reached out to me. There are people who actually reach out to me via email and share their issues with me, and that has pushed me to wanting to make this video, because it's a problem. It's a problem, and we need to solve it. And us talking to each other like this is just the beginning. From here on, we must develop the courage to create a WhatsApp group or even family meeting. If you can't do family meeting, it's too high, you know, WhatsApp group, write a whole paragraph. Hi guys, I cannot continue like this anymore. I am not going to send you guys money anymore. What I will do is, I'm open to reading and listening to your guys' business ideas. I am committing to funding your guys' business ideas, right? If it's 5,000 you need, I'll give you 5,000. If it's 10,000 you need, I'll give you 10,000. That money is meant for that business idea that you came to me about. If it fails, it's your own problem. If it doesn't work out, it's your own problem. If you squander the money, it's your own problem. This is where I draw the line, and this is what I can do. And then, you know, open the room for them to come up with business ideas for you, help them out. You are in Joburg, there's, what's this thing that people sell? There's Yakona. I can order Yakona, deliver it to the house, sell it. We can buy acha, sell acha. Cool drinks, sell. Cigarettes, sell. Wigs, clothes, handbags, shoes. Downtown, there's everything in Joburg that you can sell. Open up a whole boutique, kokasi, you know, and make money. Cook. Oh my gosh. My partner's friend, now I'm blabbing again. My partner's friend, they built like a tiny little spaza kind of thing. Also, wait, go deep kloof. And they cook. Kota, chips, muhodu. I buy muhodu, 55 rand with pap, and they have a chutney, like a tomato thing. I don't like the tomato thing. I just want pap and my plain muhodu. Cook, guys. Most of your mothers can cook. Most of your aunties can cook. Most of your sisters can cook. Cook for people. Do you know how many of us don't even want to cook these days? We are busy. People are busy. They don't have time to be cooking. That's why we are out here Ubering eating. You know? We don't have time. Mr. Being. You know? Like, re batla dijo. Like, re batla mogodu. Re batla breaking. Mateng. Yeah? Like, come on, guys. Chicken feet. Braai them. I don't understand. I think maybe some people think they are above certain things. If I had the time, me, I would all these businesses that I'm talking about, and I'm actually going to do them. You guys will see. I will do all of these things. You guys will see. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.